Okay, guys, welcome to our class today, Monday, June 6th, 2022. You did very well in the quiz. I wish all of you the best of luck. Next week, we will have our midterm on Monday. So next week, there will be no class, just the midterm exam. Midterm should be in person with no exception. And as you see in the course outline, there is no makeup for the midterm. If you are sick or something, the weight of the midterm will be carried toward the final. Also, the final should be in person. But I want to let you know the rules. If you miss the midterm and the final, you have to repeat the course, even if you have excuse. So I want everybody to be clear and in the same image. This is the university rules, not my rules. Because last term, some students, they were outside the country and they missed the midterm and the final. So the counselor asked them, even if you SPC, you don't get fail in the course, but the counselor asked them to repeat the course because this is the rules, because you missed more than 50% of the course weight. Okay, super, go ahead.
Sir, next week, where is the midterm located?
In our classroom.
In the lab classroom?
Not the lab. What is scheduled for us? So
room
let
1410.
me share my screen in a bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh, okay, 1410. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hearing science 36, submit. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? So the exam will be from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Munib. Thank you, Ryan. And it's 1410. And I believe I received an email for the final to be on the 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the same room, I believe. Okay, so Natalia. Yeah, so the final exam also would be in ASIP 1410 also. On June 27th, Monday, June 27th, I believe. It would be a Monday, yes. Monday, June 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. Today I will send two announcements, one toward the final exam and another one toward the midterm. The midterm, guys, would be the mixed format, will be mixed format. Both, you will have a multiple choice, you will have a true, false, you will have short answers, and you will have programming. And in sum, what will be the output? The exam is a closed book, midterm exam. It is from the material we covered, nothing new, as you saw on the quizzes. I'm not harsh on my student. I'm not harsh on my student, but you have to study very well. Okay, Ryan, ask.
So the midterm, I have it written down from last lecture as 11 to 1, but is it now changed to 12 to 2 or?
The midterm, it's a 12 to 1.
12 to 1, okay.
Okay, let me make sure about the time that we agreed on, because I want to give more time to those who will drive. Yeah,
Yeah,
let
because
me,
in my notes I have it written down as 11 to 1. So
no, I was thinking it's 2 hours, but
okay.
based on
Oh,
the department rules and the course
Mhm.
outlines, I'll share my screen now.
okay.
It is 1 hour exam.
Oh, okay.
That's
So the
why, yeah,
midterm would
it's,
be
yeah,
1 hour.
yeah. I was thinking
Okay.
it's 2 hour like the Python course, but no,
Mhm.
they make it like 1 hour.
Okay, but our final is still 3 hours.
Yeah, the finals is still
Okay.
3 hours. Yes.
Okay.
So 10:36 course outline. I'll share my screen now. So no, not this one. A closed book on campus in person with no exception exam for 1 hour.
Oh, only 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah. And for the
Okay.
final, it's 3 hours.
Okay. Sorry. So I just was putting in my calendar. You said then
Yeah,
it's 12
even
to 1.
myself, when I talk about 11 to 1, it was in my mind the graduate Python course. It's
Okay.
also
No
called the
worries.
programming for engineers. So the midterm is 2 hours there
Okay.
for
So then
the
just to
Master of Engineering student. That's why it was my mistake that I said it's 2 hours, but when I back
no
to the course
worries.
outline, it's 1 hour. So
Okay. So
and most of the students, they ask me to like delay it as much as I can so they can arrive from
yeah.
outside London.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so I make it 12 to 1.
12 to 1. Okay. Sorry. I'm just fixing it on my calendar.
But
Thank you.
please be 15 minutes before to be seated, to relax, to like adapt yourself with the atmosphere of the room. I'm sure that you know the room very well, but normally this is my personal experience when I was a student. I love to be in the room at least 10 minutes before, 15 minutes. So like internally, I'm prepared that I'll start the exam soon. So
Okay, thank you for the advice.
yeah, you are welcome. So this would help you normally. It was successful like experience with me when I'm early at the exam. I start the exam already relaxed and just start putting my answers. If I came late or just on time and see the other students start writing, sometimes you feel nervous. Oh, I'm late, I'll lose time. So to avoid this, because psycho thing is affecting our performance always. So just as an advice to all my students, normally I ask them to be at least 10-15 minutes earlier, to sit in the room, prepare your pen and pencil, just relax, adapt yourself with your seat. If you are not comfortable, you can move to another chair. You will start the exam more relaxed. Well, we get the previous practice. This is my first time teaching this course at Western Shea Valley. So I don't have any previous exam. Okay, Nihar, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if it's possible if we could see the questions we got on the quizzes wrong, because like the quiz only shows your grade, but it doesn't really show which question you got wrong, right?
I see. I'll check the setting and see if I can, or you are 10 student, I might just like send you a PDF of your quiz performance. Yes.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. If I didn't do till Friday, please remind me.
Okay.
Guys, I'm teaching 3 courses in the summer, each course 2 lectures and lab. So sometimes the things mixed in my mind. So if you don't receive anything till Friday evening, please remind me. It would be from the handout, from the practice, from the lab. something, the multiple choices, I'm not harsh on those. I don't play with wordings. You know, some question like not, nor, these things will guide you to wrong question. I don't do that. So my question are like, I ask a question about above. Professor, can you? Which question? Estimated number of question? No. But believe me, for those who has accommodated exam, that they need like exam accommodation since it's in person, so you have to contact Accessible Education. They will do the exam for you, so you don't have to come to 1310. For those who need an extra time, they will manage it. Western Accessible Education. But you should be already from the beginning of the term, contact the counselor and they approve, and I should be notified. I believe one student. But Munib, normally when I put an exam for 1 hour, normally I answer it with maximum of the 25 minutes. After I put the exam, I will answer it. So you will have more than enough time. Don't worry, Munib. Same as the quizzes. Most of you guys, they are done with 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm giving 30 minutes. This is my style. I don't bring an exam like, but for the midterm for 3 hours, normally I will answer it within like hour 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes. This is how I designed my exam, and give the student at least double or more of the time, of the required time. Because I understand, I was a student and I understand my students. That's always, at least I give the double the time to my students. You are welcome, Safar. So don't worry, don't think about that. Just concentrate in your material, understand it, study hard, and as I told you, practice, practice, practice. If something you are unsure, just in your compiler, make an example for your situation and just to play with the programming code. Then with this experience, you can answer any question, I'm sure, and you will perform very well in the exam, I'm sure. Okay, shall we start? Is everything is clear about the midterm? The final also would be the same. We'll talk about it later once we are near the final. But you know, it's like intersession course, so it's in 21 days, in 3 weeks. We'll have next week the midterm, then we have 2 weeks, then the final. But our performance is great. As I told you, if I see that we need to recover or to have a makeup class for the one I canceled when my father passed away, so we will do. We will agree on a time. So don't worry about, we'll finish the curriculum on time. I'll give you enough time to study, to revise, and I hope that we'll have also a revision class. The last class will be or the last hour of last class will be a revision class. Okay, guys, today I will release lab assignment 3. Next week, there is no lab assignment. The week after, we have the 4th one. Could you go over the bonus component for the course? I'm still a little confused how to work. Yeah, after the midterm, I'll start like raising some questions during the class. Then I'll put a shared folder for your answer to be submitted. Or I can make like an assignment tab a place to submit your answer. And those will bring up to 4 to 5 marks bonus. But we will start doing this after the midterm. So we can like raise like programming a question and to write code, because you're still at the beginning, guys. Is that clear? Questions? What do you mean by pulling, Munib? It's a question, I throw it through the class. Then you have to answer and submit it on OWL, your answer. Like in a class practice 1 or in a class question 1, in a class question 2, in a class question 3, then you can submit your answer via OWL, but it will be ungraded item in OWL or ungraded assignment in OWL. However, I will grade them, and by the end of the term, each student will receive a separate email that you get 2 marks, 3 marks bonus, and it's added to your final mark. So normally this is my way. So I send my student those who get bonus. Any other question before we start? Yeah, as maximum 5 marks bonus, 5%. Yes, you are correct. So this would help you to improve your grade in the course. Questions? You are welcome, Munib. Okay. Let me open the handout. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So today we'll start with Unit 5 of the course, which is decision structures. Yeah, by the way, the midterm material will be till the end of Wednesday class. This Wednesday class. This is for the TA. You can ask the TA, Munib. Also, I give them some kind of margin to decide with laboratory assignment mark. So you can ask the TA during the lab. Okay, thank you. Okay, decision structure. What do we mean by decision structure? If we have a condition or decision statement and logical operator and the switch statement. So, conditional and decision statement. The first thing in the programming, we will have the if statement, and same as we use in English. If you are at 16 years old, then you can sit for G1 driving license. If not, you have to wait. So, same as we use in English, also in programming, we have something we call it conditional statement or control structure or decision statement, conditional statement, if statement. So the first conditional statement is the if statement. The if statement decides whether a section of code executes or not. So we have if, then Boolean expression. If it is true, then we will execute next statement. This is the simplest form of if statement. If you are 16 years or older, you can sit for G1 driving license. The simplest if statement in English. Also the simplest if statement in programming. So if Boolean expression value is true, evaluated to true, then execute next statement. In the flow chart, we use this diamond shape. Is it cold outside? How we'll have true or false, yes or no? Yes, wear a coat, no, do nothing. This is the simplest if statement. We don't have else. We don't have another question, another if. If cold outside, wear a coat. So what are the relational operators that we can use with if statement? In most cases, the Boolean expression used by the if statement use relational operators. And if I ask you if A greater or equal to B, what should be your answer? Either yes, true, no, false. So greater than, less than, greater or equal, less or equal, equal to, and this one explanation equal, explanation mark equal. This mean is not equal. In Java and C++, this mean not. Question still here? Okay, having multiple conditionally executed statements. We still in the simplest way of if, but can I execute more than one statement if a certain condition is true? The answer is yes. Conditionally executed statements can be grouped into block by using curly braces to enclose them. If curly braces are used to group conditionally executed statement, the if statement is ended by closing of curly braces. But if I didn't use the curly braces and I write statement 1 and the statement 2, and after statement 1 there's a semicolon, that would mean without those. If it is in this way, since I see the semicolon, that means this is the only statement will be executed if is true. The condition here after if is true, this one. But with curly braces, that means execute anything in between if the condition is true. Is that clear? So it will be taken as a block of statements. For example, if it is called, look at the right side to the flow chart. We call it a flow chart. If it is it cold outside? Yes, wear a coat, wear a hat, wear gloves. So you will do 3 statements. Since we use curly braces, it will be executed when it's cold outside, when this return true. Note the use of curly braces to block several statements together. Is that clear, guys? Now, if statement and Boolean expression. So we have the public class simple if, public static void main string. We know this integer xy. Here I identify 2 variables, x and y. Scanner in order to input the values of x and y, enter the value of x, enter the value of y. Then if x greater than y, x is greater than y. If x equal y, and here when we use 2 equals after one after another, that means it's a relational operator. Normal equal, it's an assignment statement. It's a computation statement. So if x equal y, then x is equal to y. If x not equal y, x is not equal to y, x equal y here at that time. However, now it is. So if you see here, single statement with semicolon, this is only, then we will ask another if and it's single statement. But here we have the curly braces. So all these three statements will be executed because we use curly braces after the if. Questions here? Okay, let's talk about Boolean expression. A Boolean expression is any variable or calculation that result in a true or false condition. X greater than y, is x, here I'm asking, is x greater than y? The answer yes or no. Is x less than y? Is x greater or equal to y? Is x less than or equal to y? Is x equal y? Is x not equal y? When you see those statements, that mean this is the meaning of this Boolean expression or relational operator use. Those are called relational operators. Programming style and if statement. An if statement can span more than one line. However, it is still one statement. If average greater than 95, grade equal A. Is functionally equivalent to if average greater than 95, grade equal A. So I can write it in both sides, but normally as a program style, we use normally to keep the statement, what the statement will be executed, statement or statements will be executed underneath the if in the next line. Okay, Ryan, go ahead.
So when you do the grade equals A part here, what was the difference between the double quotes and the single quotes? Because are we assuming grade is a
single quote for
car?
characters, single quote for characters, double quote for string.
But
So
in this
here-
case, would it matter?
Yeah, because the compiler know
Mhm.
that if I use a single quote, that I will have one character. So
Okay,
you see
but in
here
this-
in a string,
Yeah. Mhm.
but I can like use the double quote to print the character.
Yeah, would it make a difference or is it just for programming?
It's two different data
fluency?
type, char
Okay.
or character.
Mhm.
It's one letter.
Yep.
For a string,
Oh,
it's
no.
a sequence of letters.
Yeah, I get that. But for your example in the slide 11, the one when you do grade equals A, does it have
Yeah,
to be single
because I
quotes?
identify grade as a character.
As a car. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. Okay, so these are programming styles. I can leave them in the same line. I can move this to the next line. And normally it's a start with the left parenthesis of the if. Programming style and if statement continued. Rules of thumb. The conditionally executed statement should be on the line after the if condition. This is programming style. It's not a must. The conditionally executed statement should be indented one level from the if condition. So I have a tab. In Python, it's indented language. So I have to do that. In Java, no. If a statement does not have a block curly braces, it is ended by the first semicolon encountered after the if condition, as I told you before. So no semicolon here in the statements here. So the first semicolon will end the statement, but if I have a curly braces, the left open curly braces will start the statements after the if, and the right open curly braces will end the if statement. Questions till here? Having multiple conditionally executed statement. Remember that when the curly braces are not used, then only the next statement after the if condition will be executed conditionally. So if I have if expression statement 1, 2, 3, this is related to the if statement, those are not. A flag is Boolean variable that monitors some condition in a program, mainly when the condition's expression is complex. When condition is true, the flag is set to true. The flag can be tested to see if the condition has changed. For example, if average greater than 95, high score equal true. Later, this condition can be tested. If high score system.output print line, that's a high score. So we'll check if high score is still true. Did you get my point or not in this example? So sometimes I'll use a flag. What is a flag? It's a variable of type Boolean. If something happens, I'll give it a value of true, then I can use it later to make sure it's still true or it becomes false. Is that clear? Comparing characters. Characters can be tested using the relational operator. You will ask me, yes, they can be used. Characters are stored in computer using Unicode character format. Unicode is stored as 16-bit number. Characters are ordinal, meaning they have an order in the Unicode character set. Since characters are ordinal, they can be compared to each other. For example, character C equal A. If C less than Z, system out.println A is less than Z. And as I told you, they are ordered. So A has the least Unicode value and Z has. And also the A small is different than A capital, or A lowercase is different than A uppercase. Which is bigger? You can check by yourself. You can print the Unicode. The if-else statement. So we were talking about the simplest if the condition is true, do this statement or a block of statements. But do I have another statement to be executed if the first condition or the expression is false? Yes, we will use the else statement. We call it if-else statement. The if-else statement adds the ability to conditionally execute code when the if condition is false. So if this expression is false, we'll go to the else and statement or a block of statement with also curly braces. Here, how we will define, we'll have the condition. Is it cold outside? Yes, do this. No, wear a short if it's hot. The payroll class. We'll back to the payroll class. And we said this is the UML symbol for the class. What is the class name? Payroll. Hours worked. These are the members of the class. Hours worked double. Pay rate double. What are they? Public or private, those? Who can answer? Okay, Super.
The negative signs are private and the plus signs are public.
Yes. Thank you, Ryan. They are private. Also, thank you, Super. They are private. And the plus, they are public. What we call the payroll, this one, same as the class name. Constructor. Thank you, Ryan. This is the constructor. Can the constructor be private? We talked about this last week. Yes, no. Thank you, Shivali. Thank you, Ryan. Yes, the constructor can be private. Yes. Set hours work, set pay rate, set hours work, get pay rate, get gross pay. So we will have here. So work hour 0, pay rate 0, we give them initial value, public void, hours worked equal hours, and we send the number of hours worked. Set pay rate, and we send the rate, pay rate equal rate, get worked hours, return hours worked, get pay rate, return pay rate. The continuation of this, get a gross pay, which is gross pay and overtime pay. If hours worked greater than 40, gross pay equal 40 times the pay rate. Overtime, hours worked minus 40 times pay rate 1.5. Gross pay plus equal, that mean what we said this mean. Gross pay plus equal overtime, which means gross pay equal gross pay plus overtime pay. Else, if it's not greater than 40, then it will be the pay rate times the hours worked and return gross pay. So we use F here. We'll check if you work more than 40 hours, if you work than 40 hours, that any hour above 40 will be counted as overtime, and we know that the overtime you'll have additional 50% extra in payment. If it is less, then you will get the pay rate times the hour you work that week. So if else, we have a curly braces, that means all those will be executed if this is true. Else, the only statement, so I can write it itself without with or without the braces, it would be the same. And you see here, we write comments in order to understand how these things and to clarify what the next line will do. Questions till here? No questions. Okay. So we took if statement, if else statement, then now we'll go to more complex one. What we call it? Nested if. It's like a nest. When the bird start making a nest, one haze after another. So there are multiple if inside each other. This is the meaning of nested if. So if an if statement appears inside another if statement, single or a block, it is called nested if statement. The nested if is executed only if the outer if statement results in a true condition. So if I have multiple ifs after each other, they will be only executed if the outer one is true. If it is not, it will not be executed. We'll deal with it as normal statement, and the condition is false, so I will not go to execute the if part. How it's look like as a flow chart? Is it cold outside? Yes. Is it snowing? Yes. Wear a coat. No. Wear a jacket. Is it cold outside? No. Wear a short. So here we have if, inside it another if, we call it nested if. And also the no could be nested, and we can have if statement inside the no. Is it cold? No. Is it hot? Yes. Wear a short. No. Wear a hoodie, for example. Questions till here? So if else matching, how we will match them? Curly braces use is not required if there is only one statement to be conditionally executed. As I told you, if I have only one statement, no need for the curly braces, same as in this example. So there is one statement, no need for curly braces. However, sometimes curly braces can help make the program more readable. If I use it, does it matter? No. Some people see that it is more readable, some people not. So it's depending on your programming style. Additionally, proper indentation make it is much easier to match up else statement with their corresponding if. This is, I see an important. I start here, then I make indent, then if statement indent inside those, we mean after if, then else at the same indentation as if, then those I'll make it so it will make it more readable to match them one after each other. So it is, you know, to say desired programming style. How we match them, as if employed equal yes or Y, if recent grad equal yes, system you are qualified for the special interest rate, else system you must be a recent college graduate to qualify. You see, we make if, another if inside it, it is a nested if, so we make the if and the corresponding else to it at the same indentation. The else for the outer if, we make it at the same indentation, so it make it more readable and to see what is inside the other. Questions? Then we have the another type, we call it if else if. The else would be another if statement. So if it is very cold, we heavy coat. Else if it is chilly, wear a light jacket. Else if it is windy, wear a windbreaker. Else if it is not, wear no jacket or wear whatever. So sometimes after the else, I will add another if. So we call it if else if statement. Is this a nested? No. It's if else if statement. So if expression statement or block, else if expression statement or block, put as many else ifs as needed here, else statement or block. Care must be since else statement match up with immediately preceding unmatched if statement. Examine the following example. You see, if you score less than 60, true, grade F. Else, is it less than 70? If yes, D. Else, less than 80? Yes, C. False. Is it less than 90? B. Less or equal to 100? A. Else. What we'll do here? If it's greater than 100, you can put error in entering grade, right? We don't have a grade more than 100 if we use a percentage system. Correct? Questions? So, test grade, private integer score. So the constructor accept an argument for score field. Public test grade integer s score equal s. Public void set score integer s score equal s. Public integer get score return score. So this is the example. Here, get letter grade. If score less than 60, same as the flow chart. Then else grade equal A. But here, if we go back to the flow chart, if it's a true, you can add another if or not. And here you'll make error in entrance. So we can change this to if grade less or equal 100, grade A, else may like error or input error. Okay, for example, public static void, the scanner, a new scanner, system.print, enter your numeric test score, and I will tell you the grade. Then you will enter the grade, the new test grade, we will send the test score. Then letter grade, we also will call it and send it. Then your grade is plus letter grade. Questions till here? Do you need a break or shall we continue? Break. Okay, let's, would prefer a break. Okay, Rain. 10 minutes break is good. Or you want to back at 12? Okay, So I'll pause here and then we'll back at 12 to finish the second part of this handout. See you at 12, guys. Okay. Omar and Shivali, discard the email you received. Okay, let me back. Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll talk in the second part about logical operators and the switch statement, which is another conditional statement different a bit than if statement. Because if we have an expression, if it's a true, it will execute the after if part, else it will execute the else part. It could be another if part, so we'll do the same every time. But the switch statement is a bit different. So, logical operator. Java provides two binary logical operator, and this symbol show give the or that are used to combine Boolean expression. Java also provide a unary logical operator, which is the not, to reserve the truth of a Boolean expression. Omar, I told you, forget the email I sent.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You and Shivali. So here, what does this mean? It is and. It is and connects two Boolean expression into one. Both expression must be true for the overall expression to be true. So guys, do you know the difference between and, or, and not? Yes, no?
Yes.
Who don't have, what is the difference, or don't know the difference between and, or, and not? Okay, so everybody aware about and, or, and not. So in and, I have to be the expression or the thing at the left side of the and operator true, and the one after should be true in order to have the overall true. In or, either both or any one of them true, it will result in a true. Not if For example, not A or not equal. If it is equal, it will give false. If it is not, it will give a true. But if I say not A, if A is a true, it will result in false. If A is false, it will result in true. It will negate the current value of the operator. So the AND operator, the logical AND operator takes two operands that must both be Boolean expression. The resulting combined expression is true if and only if both operands are true. So true, false, it will give false, false, true, it will give false, false, false will give false. Both they need to be true in order to have a true as an answer. So for example, logical AND. Public void main string, double salary, years on job, scanner keyboard, system N. Please enter your annual salary. You will enter your annual salary. Please enter the number of years at your current job. Then you will enter how many years. If salary above or equal $50,000 per year and you work for 2 years or more, you qualify for the loan. Else you are not qualified. So both the salary should be greater or equal to 50,000, and you should be at your job at least for 2 years in order to be qualified for the loan. Questions? Let's talk about it. Or we said any expression, if one of them is a true or both are true, we will receive the true. If both are false, this is the only case where it will result in false here. And you see all other are true. So let's talk about the example. If we said like, if you are at your job like 2 years or more, or your salary is greater than 50,000, then you qualify for the loan, else not and. So here, if your salary 50,000 or more, or you are in your current job for 2 years or more, then you will be qualified for the loan. The not operator, if it's a true, it will become false. If it's false, it will become true. If temperature greater, if the not temperature greater than 100, below the minimum, the maximum temperature. If temperature greater evaluates to false, then the output statement will be run. So if temperature false, it's not greater than 100, and we have the not, so it will give us false, then not false equal true, then it will be executed. Logical and logical OR operations perform short circuit evaluation of expression. Logical AND will evaluate to false as soon as it sees that one of its operand is false. Logical OR will evaluate the true as soon as it sees that one of the operands is a true expression. Order of precedence. We talk about mathematical thing. What about the logical thing? So the not operator has the higher order, then the and or. The and or has lower precedence than relational operator like less or greater. Parentheses can be used to force the precedence to be changed. So a unary negation has the highest, then star or the multiplication. This is the mathematical and logical all together. The mathematical division modulus as the second, then the plus and minus, then the relational operator, then equal, not equal, then the and, or, then equal, plus equal, minus equal, star, and we talk about all of this, which is the combined assignment statement, the least. Question about the precedence. Comparing string object. In most cases, you cannot use the relational operator to compare two strings. Reference variable contain the address of the object they represent. Unless reference point to the same object, the relational operator will not return true. Examine the following example. This program correctly compares two string objects using the equal method. So string name 1, name 2, name 3. enter a name, name 1, name 2, name 3. If name 1 dot equals name 2, because these are string operations. So name 1 and name 2 are the same, else name 1 and name 2 are not the same. Compare name 1 and name 3. If name 1 dot equals name 3, then system equal, not equal. So in a string, we should use the function equals. Question still here. Okay, see the next part. This program compare two string objects using the compare to. Here we use the equals. Here we'll use another function, we call it compare to. So if name 1 compare to name 2 less than 0, that means name 1 is less than name 2. Name 1 compared to name 2 equals 0, then name 1 is equal to name 2. Then compare to name greater than 0, then name 1 is greater than name 2. So they compare the two strings. If the first name is less than the second name in number or the size of the string, it will be less. Equal, they will be equal. Greater, they will be greater. Okay, Ryan, go ahead.
So the first one where you use equals, they're comparing if the names are the same, right?
Yes.
But this one, when you use compare to, are they comparing the names or are they comparing the character in the names, like how long the name is? Because when you say that like name 1 is less than name 2, what do you mean by that?
So if name 1 is less than name 2, they will calculate, I believe, the number of characters. They will
Okay,
the number of characters.
Okay.
So it's
Okay, thank
greater
you.
than, or they will compare the Unicode. This is just this year they added to the book
Okay.
this feature. So you can play and see.
Okay.
For
Thank you.
example, let's say Sam and Mass. Check it if it's given to you as equal.
Mhm.
But I believe no, it will not give you as equal because they compare, I think, character by character and the length. So if the character are the same, then they have the same weight. But we will check it.
Okay, thank you.
Yarul. Ignoring case in string comparison. In the string class, equals and compare to are case sensitive. So they compare the letter itself and I think the order of letters. In order to compare two string objects that might have different case, like Sam in capital S or without capital S. So equals ignore case, compare to ignore case. So at that time, whatever you write in uppercase or lowercase, you will not have any issue, and they will compare if the letter is the same, it's A or whatever the case is. Examine the following example. So we'll get the keyboard scanner, enter the secret word is equal, ignore case to this one, Prospero. Congratulations, you know the secret word, otherwise, sorry. So this is using equal, but ignore the case. If I enter it in small, in lower case or uppercase, it doesn't matter. Questions? Okay. What is no, Ryan?
I have no questions.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No
So
worries.
the conditional operators. The conditional operator is a ternary 3 operand operator. You can use conditional operator to write a simple statement that works like an if-else statement. So the format of the operator, expression 1 greater, equal, less, and or whatever, expression 2 dot expression 3. So this will work. If expression 1, it's a true, go to expression 2. Else, go to expression 3. It's like if, then else. The conditional operator can also return a value. So for example, is x greater than y, then z equal 10, else z equal 5. This is the same as if x greater than y, then z equal 10, else z equal 5. So we call it conditional operator. Questions? Okay, let's have this one. Number equal x greater than y, 10, 5. This is if x greater than y, number equal 10, else number equal 5. So we can put a conditional operator to assign a value to a variable using conditional operator statement. Is that clear? So let's see the following example. So hours equal hours, if hours less than 5, output 5, else output hours. Is that clear? Questions? Switch statement. Just give me like 2 seconds, guys. Okay. So now we'll take the switch statement. How we will explain the switch? Through if, because it's also a conditional statement. So assume that we have if else statement allow you to make true false branches. If expression is true, then statement 0 or block if true, else statement or block if false. The switch statement allow you to use an ordinal value to determine how a program will branch. The switch statement can evaluate character, byte, short, integer, or string value and make decision based on this value. How it's look like? So it is a switch, test expression. If it is case 1, do this one break. If it is case 2, break. Case 3, break, and default. So one or more statements here. The switch statement, the test expression is a variable or expression that give a character, byte, short, integer, or string value. The switch statement will evaluate the test expression. If there is an associated case statement that match the value, program execution will be transferred to that case statement. So case value 1, place one or more statement here and break. If the test expression match the case value, the Java statement between the colon and the break statement will be executed. You'll ask me, do I have to use the curly braces? No, because the break will end the case value if it is true. The case statement, the break statement, end case statement. The break statement is optional. If a case does not contain a break, then the program execution continue into the next case. But the break will end the switch case because I find the matched case. The default section is optional, will be executed if no case expression matches the switch expression. See next example. So here in our example, so switch demo, we'll take string input to hold the keyboard input, character choice. So enter A, B, or C. We'll take input next line. Choice input character at 0. Get the first character. Switch choice. If the choice is A, you enter A. If the case is B, you enter B. If the case is C, you enter. Then the default, if you didn't enter A, B, or C, that is not A, B, or C. Is that clear, guys? Questions before we move to the next slide? Questions? Okay. Let's convert this to nested if-else statement to one of a switch statement. So in the midterm, you might see such kind of question. Either convert from if to switch or from switch to if. I'll give you hints, guys. So, score converter, private double score, public void set score double score as the okay. Then we get grade, character grade. If score less than 60, grade F. Else, if score grade less than 70, grade D, 80C, 90B, else A, return grade. So how we will do this in a switch case? Switch grade, how we will convert this to switch statement. Okay, Ryan, go ahead.
So wouldn't you just have multiple switch statements, like nested switch statements? And if it was like switch and then bracket score is less than 60, and then inside you would have grade equals F and then break, and then you would do that until score is 90, and then you would just break, and then you'd
Okay.
have default.
So in
and
a
then you have
class
grade equals
question,
nil.
okay, thank you. In a class question, I need an answer on Wednesday, a verbal answer, and I will record your answer, guys. Can we say switch grade case less than 60, less than 70, less than 80, yes or no? I need your answer on Wednesday. Okay? Generating random number with the random class. Some applications such as games and simulation require the use of randomly generated number. The Java API has a class random for this purpose. To use the random class, use the following import statement and create an instance of the class. Random number equal new random. But we have to import the java.util.random. Some method of random number, next double, return next random number as double. The number will be within the range 0 to 1. Next float, it will return it between 0 and 1. Next integer, the number will be in the range of minus 2,147,483 and 648 to 2,147,483, 648. This method, next int integer n. This method accepts integer argument n. It returned random number as integer. The number will be within range 0 to n minus 1. So if I say n 50, it will give me from 0 to 49. Okay. Okay, so here integer number 1, number 2, integer sum, user answer, system random number equal new random, number 1 next integer 100, so it will return between 0 and 99. Then number 2 also between 99. What is the answer to the following problem? Number 1 plus number 2, then sum number 1 and number 2, user answer. If user answer equals sum, then correct, else sorry. So here we choose 2 random number. We'll ask you what is the sum of those. You will enter the sum as per your calculation in mind. If your answer is correct, it will be correct. Otherwise, it will give you sorry, wrong answer. And here is the correct answer. Questions still here? Okay, again, here, if I want to change this to switch statement, can I use case like a grade less or equal 60, same as I ask in F? Yes, no, and how we would convert this to correct the switch statement. I need your answer by next Wednesday. I will open as bonus question 1, 2 in OWL tonight. Then you need to answer before the beginning of the class next Wednesday. Questions about today's class? We are done today, guys.
Can I ask you about the bonus question?
Yes.
Can you go back to the other slide? The one with the switch statements, cases?
So can we put the relational operator inside the case?
Yeah.
Yes or no? This is the first question. The second question, convert this code to switch statement and submit your answer as a PDF in the OWL that I will announce it today as an ungraded assignment. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. So, Shivali, you answer me by email so you can leave. Alex, wait. Nihar, please wait. Sipper, also wait. If you don't have any question for the other guys, you can leave. Thank you and see you
Okay, see what does it say? Thank you.
next week. Yes, Munib. This Wednesday. This Wednesday, Munib. Munib, do you have another question? Okay, you can leave, please. Sajid, Sajjad, Shahir Sajjad. You
No,
have a
sir. Am
question?
I able? Can I leave?
Yeah, you can leave. If
Thank you,
don't
sir. Have a good
question, you
day.
can leave. See you on Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome. Jay, do you have any question? Jay, are you there? Okay, I will stop recording here. You are welcome, Munib. Jay.